So let's get this started. My name's Angela, and I stream for Damage Control Blog, and we are picking up again with Doki Doki Literature Club. Let's see. So, last time we played, we got through about a week of this literature club, and we had a little bit of mishap where Sayuri decided to kill herself because of the depression, and it was all very tragic and very haunting. But the game continues, so I have no idea what happens next. Apparently there are multiple endings here, and there's some new files in the game's folder. Some perished and there's no class trial. Yeah, this is, we're playing the Doki Doki, not the, Danganronpa. I know they both start with a D, but, you know. So, quick sip of water and I'll get to reading all of this dialogue. I decided to switch over to the 32-ounce water jug instead of the 8-ounce one, so hopefully I don't have to get up as often. Ooh, check the files. Oh, don't know what came over you, huh? Oh, easy there. You might summon someone that we don't want to have summoned at the moment. Anyway, not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then, but I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing spill my thoughts, oh boy, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. Yo, what the hell, indeed. That just means you're passionate about reading. Oh, and I forgot to put my phone on mute, so let me do that real quick. There we go. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's literature club after all. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yep. Sorry. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Okay, I want to stop for a quick minute. I feel like, our main character here, he's having, like, some kind of mental breakdown, and that's what all these glitches are. That's just my 2 cents. Let me just get the book. You turned away and missed that? Don't worry about it. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading it from my book instead. Sorry. Yuri, you're just apologizing. You really apologize for a lot, don't you? Oh, you heard the sound? Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of this. I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... I saw that body heat comment, huh? Aha! Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Can he hear her thoughts or something? I don't know. That's why I'm going with some of this is happening in his head. and you know he might be having like the mental reaction of Yuri, might be some kind of mental breakdown. I don't even know if I should be trying to analyze this game or we should just keep playing it. I mean, apparently there's multiple endings, so we'll see which one we get. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead use my right hand to hold open the book. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. I mean, there's some... Oh, I see you're going there. There's someone that could tell you. I see what you're doing there. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face when she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. You like how she perpetually blushes? Yeah! Yeah. Thanks. You continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit, and I'll see if we get anything different with this reading. No, I didn't, no, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking of the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. So sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Aha! Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is little. My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as to feel her heartbeat. I think this is different from last time. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Angela? Did something happen just now? Okay, you don't remember happening either, Dio? I'm glad it's not just me. I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. Ouch. No, nothing. Haha, don't worry, I believe you, silly. Slanted huskies everywhere, indeed. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. Stand up. Hey, I keep waiting for the song to turn into the Flintstones theme. Too much Silva Gunna. You know what, now that you said that, I'm going to hear things I'm probably not used to. Make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. Okay, got two choices here. What do you want to do, Natsuki or Monika first? I'll give you guys a moment to decide. Natsuki? Okay, Natsuki it is. Dio, are you there to vote? Okay, we got 2 for 2. Natsuki it is. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Here we go. Angela, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. Well, what? I mean, a character was bammed into pebbles? Yeah, that's one way to put it. He sure was. Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? That sounded kind of fruity. If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Okay, I think this is the same one. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yep, I think that's the same one. Nothing else to scroll down to. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well... Eagles can't fly from what I've seen this season. Oof. Yeah, I don't really follow football too much because I feel like with a team like the Eagles, it's a lot of ups and downs and a lot of heartbreaks. Is it just me or does the stream lag periodically? I don't know. Jeff, are you having any problems on your end? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Okay, so the stream is fine for you. Sorry, Goblin, the lag might be on your end a little bit. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, just for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme, but at the end, I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in that last line. So you did. I guess more went to it than I realized. That's what that means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright, Monika. Hi, Angela. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Monika seems nice. She does seem nice. But it's something about her and what happens between her and Sayuri's poem that makes me kind of weary of her. It's like she knows more than she should. That's the vibe I'm getting from her. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Aha! Don't worry, Angela. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Feels like everyone's a little suspicious here. Yeah, especially given what happened with Sayuri. But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Except for you. Of course, Goblin, except for you. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Angela. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical, but I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imaginary imagery and symbolism. Jeez, I can't read tonight. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that. That's bad, though. And hold on one second. The dog is going crazy in the background, so I've got to take her collar off so it won't jingle. Okay, the dog's collar is off and she's free to go wild. Sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably much more interesting. That's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction. Don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too simulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. I still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. As wow, Yuri isn't even on the screen. Yeah? I'm telling you, Monika knows too much. I mean, I'm not sure about what, but that's just the feeling she gives me. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay, I think this is the same one as last time. A hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The frantic sound of scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. That was interesting. She's just extremely informed? If you say so, Dio. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Who's watching her? Oh, I guess we're analyzing the poems now? I don't know, maybe the watcher is us, the protagonist? That's how I took it. Monokuma? I don't know about that. Let's see. Yeah, that style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. There's a lot of poems that have been putting an emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain just gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. I was hoping it'd be a different line today. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, so it says, I don't know why I keep thinking of Danganronpa when I see this game. But she's the leader of the literature club, right? She probably would know everyone better than she should. That is also true. Although I'm feeling like Danganronpa would be like maybe slightly more exciting to play. Because when creepy things happen in this game, it seems to be a long way between the creepiness happening and the very dull, boring stuff of reading poetry to each other. Well, Yuri is our only choice. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. I'm guessing because this time around we ended up tailoring our poem to what she would like. Let's see, he's going to hate me. Wait, since when we can read her thoughts? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Let's see, hold on. I keep turning off these things with notifications that go off randomly in the background. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates that you've written a lot of poetry before. I don't know about all that. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. Oh, you thought that was part of the game? Yuri's the only one to be glitchy this stream? Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen any glitches. Well, I think last week there was that little glitch with Monika in the beginning when she was trying to get us into the club, but that was about it. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is a bunch of word salad I just had to read. The end result is the style and expressiveness are weakened. When Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Yeah. How many followers? I don't know what you mean. Let's see. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. You spam me? You don't have to. Please don't spam follow and unfollow. You don't do that. It's okay if you want to follow us or don't. Okay, and I see some redeems, so first I'm going to hydrate. I've hydrated a little bit. And now I'm going to stretch. Stretch out. Oh, that actually feels good. Okay. I have hydrated and stretched. Probably need to hydrate a lot with all this reading. Yeah, you're probably right. That is why I brought a large half-gallon container of water with me this time. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath an amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. Yet the last to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing. Air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. That sure is a little off the wall. These girls like to talk about each other. They sure do. Definitely high school girls. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking about that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Ooh-hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Angela. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more soul in putting it that way. It is getting a little spooky. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours is impressive too, so, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Angela. Me too. It's funny, I just, remember when I was in high school, I joined a writer's club. It wasn't called a literature club, and we didn't write poetry. We just, mostly just read and, wrote and shared fiction, not poetry. Because I'm not really a fan of writing or reading poetry. But yeah, the name of the club in my high school was called Writer's Block. You know, a nice little punny name. Anywho, you. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. Okay, I couldn't write poetry to save my life? Yeah, me too. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. It feels like when you say, oh, you're a writer, that means you do poetry, right? And you're like, nah, that's not for me. I much more prefer prose. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Even in my college days, my best poem only turned out okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I was mercifully spared having to write any poems in college. I think I was, fortunately. But I think we did read and discuss poems, which was okay. I'd rather take literature any day. Or I think the biggest poem we did was the Iliad and the Odyssey. That wasn't bad. That was more like an epic story than a poem. Neither a poet nor a writer. Not a lover nor a fighter. A jack of nothing and a failure of all. You had to do them for a creative writing class and I still got an A, so it was fine. Hey, that's what counts. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I agree. That's not too bad at all. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Again, I don't remember. Since when are we privy to these girls' inner thoughts? Unless they're just whispering that? Is that what the parentheses mean? Did you just say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say that it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Language. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Angela did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me? I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Angela liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Uh-oh. It's getting sassy in here. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... Oh. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Angela appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh. And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. I just had to put the player in this argument, huh? Of course. Ooh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Angela started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking your own insecurities out on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you want to be edgy, bitch. Edgy? Oh boy. Edgy. Sorry, that my lifestyle was too much for someone your mental age to comprehend. I was creepy. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after graduating middle school, you know. This is really distracting. If you want to prove anything, to stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Critical sass. Yeah, this is beyond sassy. We have reached critical sass. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? Ooh. What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Angela hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'd be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as she just noticed I was standing here. Angela! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. What is happening? Okay, so your choice. Which one do you want? Your language joke was too early. Pick a girl. Please pick a girl. Okay, we're going with Natsuki then. Oh, we got a tie. Anybody want to break this tie? Or should I flip a quarter? Utterly brutal choice here. I'm looking for my quarter. Alright, heads for Natsuki, tails for Yuri. I dropped a quarter. Alright, let's try that. Heads, so we're going with Natsuki. Ah, it's glitching. Okay, that doesn't work. Nah, try Yuri? Alright, nothing's working. I'm just gonna keep clicking to see what happens. Okay. I was expecting this. Okay. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point it didn't matter. Okay, so someone stopped to drown all of the noise. Hey Angela, why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Aha! Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Oh my. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh boy. Got the tears. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. Great advice, actually. I agree. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. That's a neat way to... Did she just hit on him? That's a neat way to interact with the player. Yeah, it is. I kind of like how the symbolism of her stepping in between all of the noise. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Angela, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. Oh boy. It's fine, Yuri. I'm liking how bizarre this is getting, honestly. Too much reading, though. Who wants my music playlist? No thanks. We are good with whatever the game throws at us. It's fine, Yuri. We all know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Oh, see, she knows too much. Anyway, the meeting's over, and you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. Kinda sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not like that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Angela. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But I really appreciate... Okay. That was a hard jump to the poetry writing section. Let's see. I have my own... Okay, don't want it. I have my own and it's awful. We all do. Yeah, what the hell just happened? I don't know. I'm going to, we're going to write some nice poetry now. Okay, guys? I'm still going to go for making Yuri happy. So, again, she likes dark, complex words. So we're going to go with misfortune, disarray, despise, secretive, agonizing, graveyard, intellectual, contamination, entropy, tragedy, disaster. Doki Doki drop title. Doki Doki. Alright, got one for Natsuki. She's the inferior choice of the two. Well, I'm taking the Yuri. Infallible, massacre, uncontrollable, unrestrained, wrath, effulgent, tenacious, incongruent. Doki Doki panicking indeed. So we are, that was one creepy day down, another creepy day to go. Should we Doki Doki start panicking? I think so. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. We've gotten a little more comfortable over here over the past couple days. Good, because we haven't. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. That's not usual. That is definitely not usual. Welcome back, Angela. Hi, Yuri. I'm not sure it's me or if Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarreling still hangs in the air. Side boob show. Yes, exactly. Let's see something real quick. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of new text files in the games folder. I'm going to read these real quick. They knew which part to focus on? Indeed. Okay, so here, it just says I, and it repeats it about 20 to 25 times. I.text, and it says, I hate this. I can't do anything, nothing. No matter how many times you play, it's all the same. It would be really easy to kill myself right now. But would that mean I don't get to talk to you anymore? All I want for you is to hate them. Why is that so hard? Okay. We have another picture here. It is happythoughts.png, but the A in happy has been replaced by an X, and the O in thoughts has been replaced by an X. And it is a picture of, how do I describe this? This is kind of disturbing. Hold on, let me set OBS to capture my desktop. Display capture. Hold on a second, guys. Turn this off for a sec. Okay. So here we go. So we got a disturbing picture that's blacked out. That's interesting. And we've got can you hear me now.text. There's a little devil inside of all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeking through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower, starving all of them, motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mass is already present in every single one of them, and that's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. That's dark. Sounds like a message Yuri would be proud of. Yes, she would. I don't remember copyright text was here yesterday. Nah, I think that was already here yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up. That's display capture, and back to Steam. Something about that text reminding me of Naoki Urasawa's Monster. Was that the one with the manga or the anime with the Japanese doctor who was living in Germany and he accidentally saved the life of a serial killer? Okay. Natsuki is reading manga at a desk, and surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. Yeah, that's it. I saw about half of Monster. Unfortunately, I thought I'd had more time to see it, and the license was pulled before I could finish it. So I got about halfway through it, and I'm a bit upset about that, because I really enjoyed what I was reading. Now you can't legally find it anywhere. Okay, so we've gone to the corner of the room with Yuri. About yesterday. Alright, this is new. It's great. They're ashamed they didn't release the whole thing on home video. I agree. I would have picked that up. Like if I saw it in my travels of buying anime, I would have definitely gotten the whole set. It was a good show. Like I said, I only got through half of it, but what I saw, I really enjoyed. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you considered and apologized. You didn't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. Now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Angela, don't say those kind of things so frankly. Let's see what else we got here. If you didn't watch it when it aired on Sci-Fi, the torrents were your only choice. Or anime sites, right? Yeah, that's how I watched half of it. I saw what I could on Sci-Fi. Hey, you hear Ty in the back? Yeah, he's playing the Monster Hunter. He's you're picking up where we were yesterday, which is why I was kind of in and out of Drew's stream. I kind of wish I was streaming that because last night was hilarious. Hold on, I'll go shut the door though so it doesn't get too distracting. Be right back. You don't mind? Well, it's too late. I already mostly closed the door. I had to crack it a little bit so the cat can come and go to her litter box. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person, and I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything's a little bit brighter with you around, and sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monika? Another sip of water. No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either? Yuri's clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Geez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday. I just want to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said, and I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Okay, why doesn't she remember? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. Alright, this is creepy. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? That was creepy. But I'll accept your apology anyway if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Aha! Yeah, this is getting weird. You're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Natsuki was. I was not. Ha ha. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of lost track of time. Aha. It makes no sense, though. You wouldn't have heard the bell ring at least? I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware that you play music as well, Monika. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while now, but I'm still not really good at it yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication. I'm impressed. Oh, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. Ah, that's... Monika looks at me. Well, I am working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Angela. Monika smiles sweetly. Ah, I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Aha, don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I'm not sure if Monika was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Angela, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you'd like to spend some time together today. Oh yeah. I mean in the club. Aw. Yeah, definitely. I planned on it anyway. Okay. Can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. Ha! I'm being a little forceful, aren't I? I'm sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason. Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you have so much energy. Yeah. Sure, that's what she totally meant. Indeed. Yeah. But I need to try to calm down. I won't be able to focus on reading like this. Take your time. Yuri takes a deep breath and pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing I can make my reading time here better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. So do you think Monika is going to get in the way of them this time, or if something else different will happen? Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk and I'll go get some water. He walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Okay, so you're hesitant to make a guess? Well, we're about to find out. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher, please? Given all surprises there have been, indeed. Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Did Yuri leave you again? Okay, so this time Yuri has left without us. That's a bit different. It's like she's nervous to be around us or something. Let's see, hold on. Did Yuri leave you again? No, it's not like that this time. This time? Interesting. She's just filling out the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, I guess that was in reference to yesterday. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. Alright, completely different scene. 10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Something holding her up. Interesting dialogue choice, indeed. I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. Blah, I can't talk. I start heading down the hallway. Haha. I kind of don't like where this is going. Haha. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale like someone is sucking air in through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it. Yuri? Kai, oh boy. Oh yeah, she's a cutter. Gotta cut her. Wow. Were we not supposed to see that? Was that like a mental breakdown or something? I am confused and intrigued. I don't know what just happened. Everything's fine? Yeah, I mean, clearly she went to go get tea for the, water for the kettle, and everything is fine. I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Angela, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Someone's controlling the time flow. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I get the feeling that maybe either someone's controlling the time flow, or maybe he's having blackouts? I don't know. This is weird. That explains the genre of slice of life. Yeah. That's one way to put it. Very well. You reset the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Oh, I wish you thought of that. Yeah, that's pretty clever. Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. Hoo-hoo. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. He fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a little bit of thinking, and I decided I would try expressing myself a bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. I want to shoot around anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Angela. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. Watching Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Angela, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than leaning over my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage. A very impressive girl, and cut above the rest she is. You and your puns. Is that so? I wonder why that is. I wonder why indeed. Most likely because of my ginormous boobs. Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Yes, the posture, of course, the posture and nothing else. Because of, well, you know, the posture. Yes, I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. There's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it since it'll go well with tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides over until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri's always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. I've seen Japanese game shows that try to highlight girls with big boobs, but I see these C/D cups and think, you call that big? Oh boy. Well, yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it. I guess that's big for this game. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay, I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages. You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I I take a chocolate candy and pop it in my mouth. Then I take another chocolate. Oh yeah. So, get your bets in. Will this be different, or will this play out differently, or the same? As I take a swig of, this electrolyte drink. She'll be fine? Oh yes, she is fine. I mean, yes, she'll be fine. And take another chocolate. I get the feeling that something dramatic is about to happen. We'll find out. And I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Looks like it's kind of the same. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Angela says, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't. Angela. Suddenly Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. Okay, this didn't happen last time. My teacup gets knocked over.